And away we go. Got the Coachella 2020 box. Oh, where's the screen? Right here. Shout out to Coachella 2020. And I'm wearing I put on the wristband, you know what I mean? Had to put on the wristband for the documentary. Yeah, I was being so extra.
I missed it.
Yeah. So, welcome. Hopefully you guys already seen the documentary, because we're going to get into some spoilers. If you haven't seen the Coachella documentary, 20 Years in the Desert, this is going to have a lot of spoilers. So, we're going to recap everything about the documentary. I still have the bracelet on. I'm probably going to tighten it. On this video, we're going to go over the Coachella documentary, recap, what we missed, new information that we learned on the documentary. We're going to go over some of the best moments and what this means for Coachella 2020. Like, it got me, man, so many emotions in this documentary going over the last 10 years. Because like I said before, I've gone to the last 10 Coachellas, and this one, like, just seeing all those moments, like, I cried a couple times. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Let me just share this real quick, because I need to share it with a couple more people. Share it with the people. The people. Give the people what they want.
Okay.
So, let me just share this on Twitter real quick, and then we'll get started with today. So make sure you guys give us your questions, anything you guys, anything with the documentary. We're gonna go over it right now. So I actually took some notes. Where's my notes? Cool. Did you guys enjoy the documentary? Let me know in the comments or in the chat if you guys enjoyed the documentary as much as I did. Like, it was such a roll. It felt so short though. Like, they really skipped over a lot of years. It started pretty good. They started with Goldenvoice and the roots of Goldenvoice, the company that puts Coachella together. They talk about the 80s and what was his name, Paul Tollett and Gary Tobar, and they're going to these like underground hip hop scenes in Los Angeles. Do you have premium? I'll answer your questions right now in a little bit, and yes, I do have YouTube Premium, but we'll get into the questions in a little bit. I just want to go over a quick recap of the entire documentary. So, anyway, they went from circle jerks and going to underground Jane's Addiction and all this underground rock, LA scene, Goldenvoice at the root of all that. They even had shows for NWA. They produced shows for NWA in the 80s. Like, I didn't even know that. That's some of the stuff, the new information that we learned. That documentary starts with them, the roots of Goldenvoice, like we said. Then what was interesting, they talk about the LA punk scene and how they were at the forefront of that. They were posting shows and hosting shows for these indie bands when you already had like the main icons of the mainstream. So they were in the underground like punk scene in the 80s and 90s. Then from there they jumped into the underground scene of EDM, like early electronic music in the 90s. Like, they saw potential there. Like, people were going to these raves and stuff. Like, it's pretty funny watching people rave in the 90s, by the way. That dude Gary was a narc. Was he really a narc? I mean, I guess so. He was dealing some stuff. He got caught up. That was pretty. I didn't even know that, to be honest. That's some of the new information that we learned. Then they went on and talked about just kind of like the way they put everything together led up to the 1993 Pearl Jam fight with Ticketmaster, which I've talked about in previous videos on my channel before. If this is your first time watching my videos, I have like 90 videos all about the festival, talking about some of the history and some stuff that I just doing research over the years. So 1993 Pearl Jam, they felt like Ticketmaster was charging too much fees to its fans, you know. So like Pearl Jam wanted to charge $25 for their fans to go watch a show, but then Ticketmaster would charge them the $25 plus a processing fee, plus like a shipping fee, plus like all kinds. So by the time you actually purchase your tickets, Ticketmaster was billing you like $70-$80 per person. Now think about like I've used this analogy before. Like I like to send LA Chargers. When I go to an LA Charger game, like the tickets are so expensive right there at the Dignity Health Sports Park, the StubHub Center. When you're trying to go with two people, you're spending like $800 when you consider the tickets, the parking, all the money you spend inside. Like, it's not doable, you know, for somebody that I don't have all kinds of money. So Pearl Jam felt the same way. Like, they wanted people to enjoy the music, so they got in a fight with Ticketmaster. They went to court trying to and eventually ended up losing because the ticket agency had all the lawyers and all the money. So Pearl Jam teamed up with Goldenvoice, and they were looking outskirts of Los Angeles where they could host a concert. Then they went to Palm Springs looking for a spot in Palm Springs, which is only like an hour and 30 minutes from LA. And then nothing what happened there. Then somebody, I guess they heard when they were in Palm Springs, there's a polo grounds in Indio, California. They went to the polo field, and that was the route of Coachella. They've held a 1993 Pearl Jam concert, and people got to rave out cheaper prices, and it was pretty successful. But again, that was just like the beginning of what Coachella was gonna be. So then they fast forward in that documentary to after Pearl Jam. They talked about it says your comment was held for review because you used the curse word, Noel. Can't be cursing on the stream, bro. But yeah, then they went into the rave scene of the 90s underground, and pretty much they talked about seeding what the future of Coachella was going to be. They didn't think a European-style festival was going to be doable in the United States because they didn't think like the people in America were going to handle just being together, and there was always going to be violence and fights, which was pretty, at the same time, Woodstock 99 happened, and a lot of like fires, and they rioted over there, so they were scared to have this festival. Then they moved forward, and they were saying like they wanted to have a California vibe, a California laid back festival where people are just chilling, having fun. So the first Coachella, they said they gathered maybe 40,000 people over the 2 days, which was a lot of people at the time for a brand new festival, especially with a lot of media like saying that it wasn't going to be successful, that they should learn from other failures, which was pretty interesting. And I've talked about this in other videos. The first Coachella lost $850,000. $850,000, like almost $1 million in 1999. Like, I don't even know with inflation what today's money that would be, but that's pretty cool. Like, they were able to just host a festival, and a lot of the artists decided like it's okay if you pay a slate. Like, they just enjoyed having an opportunity to play and go together and bring in these different styles of music, house music, rock, punk scene, all that stuff together in 1999, which was pretty cool. So they ended up losing $850,000. Then they had to like cancel Coachella 2000 because they didn't have enough funding. And then AEG, one of the groups, AEG Promotions group actually bought Goldenvoice, and they decided, hey, you guys could still run Coachella. We're just gonna kind of like help you guys fund the festival because they thought it was pretty cool. So AEG is the same people that own the Staples Center, the O2, and the Forum. They just sold the Forum, but a bunch of stadiums and venues all over the world. They actually bought Goldenvoice in the year 2000, so they were able to have Coachella 2001. So in the documentary, they just go from 1999, how they lost money, how they got bought by AEG, how they were able to have Coachella 2001, and they still didn't make money until 2004, which was their first successful year. The first year they actually sold out. 2004, I think it was Radiohead was the headliner, and I think it was Radiohead and The Cure, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have the lineup with me, but I think that's who it was in 2004. So they were able to sell it out first time, being profitable. And then the documentary, then they talk about the first iconic moment, the first person that really put Coachella over the top, the first major artist was Madonna in 2005. Man, I don't remember. I didn't write it down. But they talk about they added Madonna on the dance tent, which turned out to be the Sahara tent. So it was always a dance tent, turned an EDM stage. So that was cool. Then they showed clips of Rage Against the Machine, which could have been today. Like, today is April 10th. Today was supposed to be Coachella Day 1. Right here I have the original lineup. We're supposed to be watching Rage Against the Machine today on April 10th. It would have been a great day, but unfortunately, due to different reasons why, you know what I mean, I don't want to talk about it, but I don't want to get demonetized. So we'll stay off some lighter topics. Rage Against the Machine was supposed to be performing today, and just watching those clips, man, it was so cool just seeing how the crowd reacted to Rage Against the Machine reuniting for the first time in 2007, and they were reuniting again for the first time since 2011 to perform at Coachella 2020. But unfortunately, we're gonna have to wait till October, if we even get to October. I'll talk about that at the end of the video. Then after Rage Against the Machine, they talk about the electronic music. So I like how they kind of jumped in from the beginning of the festival, the route to Goldenvoice. Then they went into the punk scene in LA. Then they went to the EDM and how electronic music started happening. So they talk about Daft Punk and the Pyramid, and how that one kind of just put the people in music industry started taking EDM seriously. Daft Punk just absolutely destroyed that stage, and it was cool to see high quality footage of Daft Punk, because I've looked on Twitter and stuff on YouTube, and it's hard to find good quality stuff because Coachella does a really good job at archiving some of their stuff. So if you're watching this, could you hit the like button if you haven't already? Definitely, so help us on this stream. Then it was cool. Tiesto, they talked about Tiesto being the first person to be at the Coachella main stage, actually being a DJ at the Coachella main stage. That was pretty interesting. I didn't even know. I think it was Coachella 2009 or 2010. And Tiesto, I seen Tiesto once, I think at Hard Summer, or I forgot what festival I saw Tiesto, and ever since then, like, I've always wanted to see him. So we got to see some clips from there at least. So Tiesto, then they talk about the Sahara tent and how technology evolved over time. They started showing some of the graphics, and it was just like just brings you back, because I remember some of those setups. You know, I wasn't at every Coachella, of course. I didn't go to a lot of them, but just seeing some stuff that you like, I was there. Some of these places, like, it just got me so emotional at times. Like when Rage Against the Machine was playing, even though I was never there. I didn't go to Coachella 2007. Just watching Rage Against the Machine was so cool. Then they had then they showed the Yuma stage, and how that's a whole different stage for people to go and have fun, and that people, it's kind of like an intimate disco at a much larger scale, like being at a club. And Idris Elba played there last year, actually. I didn't get to see him. He was performing really late, close to some of the headliners. So the Yuma stage. Then they show some clips of Cascade just tearing it down, like just amazing visuals. Then the next chapter of the documentary, they moved into the underground hip-hop, new sounds, and what kind of like the trend of the music industry was late 90s, early 2000s, was it was shifting more from rock to hip-hop. So they show some clips of Jurassic 5, which was one of the first hip-hop shows in 1999 on the first Coachella. And I forgot what this guy's name was, but one of the promoters was saying hip-hop shows, when Coachella first started, the first like 5-6 years, they were focused more on hip-hop acts that catered to white crowds. So they didn't want any violence, because there was a lot of negative stigma with hip-hop, with NWA, just violence and gangster rap, and they didn't want that happening at the festival, because they were scared to have any kind of like, violence in the festival in the first place. So at first they were having these like little low-key places to cater to college kids, so basically white crowds. That's what they were saying. So Goldenvoice actually did a show for NWA in 1987. I think they showed some clips, and everything changed pretty much in 2006. They brought in Kanye, and Kanye was like 30 minutes late according to the documentary. I've heard this before. Kanye showed up late, but he still performed pretty cool at the main stage, and it was one of the first times that they had like a huge hip-hop name, like somebody that was on the rise. 2006 was right before he dropped Graduation, when he was it was the summer before Graduation. So after that, Kanye of course took off, but that was one of the first times that they had a big headliner. And the first official headliner, the first hip-hop headliner, was in 2010, when Jay-Z, was it 2010 or 2009? 2010. Jay-Z performed on Friday. And what's cool, that they didn't really show the clip, but he brought out Beyonce to perform with him, which, what song was it? Forever Young. So Beyonce came and sang Forever Young with Jay-Z, which was I've seen that on YouTube. I didn't get to see that one. I did go to Coachella 2010, but I only went on Sunday to see Gorillaz, which they didn't even show a clip of Gorillaz at all, which is pretty interesting. We'll talk about what they didn't show at the end. Then what else? Then they said Beastie Boys was technically the first hip hop group, but they were more. Is the Beastie Boys hip hop, or are they more like rock? Let me know in the comments. I don't know. I really don't know, to be honest, but I feel like they're more rock, more punk. I don't think they're considered a rap group. I might be ignorant and I don't know, but I just then continuing with the hip hop stuff, they talk about Kanye 2011 became the headliner, and this performance is one of the greatest performances of all time. I just made a video recently of the greatest performances in Coachella history, my personal performances, and I put Kanye in the top 5 because it was one of the best I've ever seen. And RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan said when he saw Kanye in 2011, that was the greatest hip-hop show he has ever seen. Like, he's never seen a rap show to be that amazing. Like, the rap is art, rap is here to stay, and that was cool. Like to get one of the legends from Wu-Tang to say that Kanye performed the greatest hip hop show he's ever seen at any show ever. Like that's pretty badass. And I was front row for that one. Like that's just always gonna be in my memory. Just watching that was amazing. Then since 2011 was super popular, they decided, man, 2011 was the first year.
What happened? Oh, Silky, you're gonna fall. Come here.
What the hell's going on?
What happened? Come here. I got you.
Goddamn.
What's wrong?
Suki. She probably got hurt or something.
Because she heard the dog barking?
Did she? I don't know.
Sophie.
Oh yeah, my dog had an accident today. We let her outside and she got bit by a dog, like a big pit bull. So she's in pain right now, unfortunately.
She heard, I don't know, she ran
Damn,
out
we're
of bed crying. Get Sophie out of
where
here.
we were.
She got out of the bed?
What were we talking about?
She got out of her bed? Yeah, like crying, like panicking.
Oh yeah, my bad. Coachella 2011. So Coachella 2011, they sold out so fast. It was the first year that they made it mandatory to go 3 days. I don't know if they talked about this in the documentary, but 2011 was the first year they announced that it was going to be 3 days in order to go to the festival before you could actually buy single day passes. So they sold out so fast. 2011 sold out so fast that a lot of people missed out. There was hundreds of thousands of people from all over the world that were super sad, and the tickets sold out super quick. So they decided, what if we have such demand? What if we make Coachella 2012 2 weekends? So when they first thought about this, it's like, are we gonna have enough artists in 2012 to go back-to-back weekends? But then I guess somebody brought up, like, what if we have the same artists play back-to-back weekends? It has never been done before. We don't know if this is gonna work, but let's see if we could schedule it out. So in 2012 they decided to just make back-to-back Coachella weekends, which was pretty cool, like to have them book the exact same artists, perform the exact same sets back-to-back weekends. That's just a bold move, and ever since then, I mean, Coachella's been blowing up. Also, Coachella 2011 was the first time they streamed on YouTube, and which is one of the reasons why Coachella got even more popular, because not only were you having all this incredible footage and people going to the festival and posting and talking about it, and the media coverage, you have people talking and watching, kind of like they did today, Coachella, watching it from your home. You could watch the performances live on YouTube. You could watch different streams for different stages and seeing different people perform, even if you're not at the festival, which gets you more excited to go next year. So there's a lot of people that have been watching Coachella videos, and then one year they finally save up, they finally decide to go. And I think that's cool that they at least share it with the community. It's a good marketing strategy as well. Then Coachella 2012, then they talked about, of course, Hologram Tupac and everything that went with it. Like, were they really going to do this? Is it going to be disrespectful? How are people going to take it? And everything that went with it. And, of course, Dr. Dre just had this vision to do it. They didn't say how much it cost, but I remember I read an article. It cost them $10 million to post Hologram Tupac to have him perform. So, man, this documentary is so cool. Like, if you guys haven't, I hope you guys have seen the documentary already. I definitely gonna watch it a couple more times. It was so cool. Then after the hip hop, they transitioned to the new generation. So new generation of artists, hip hop acts or different people. Tyler the Creator, Travis Scott, The Weeknd. Like a new generation. People, like when Coachella started, they thought it was gonna be the same crowd going year after year, but after 10 years, after 20 years, you get different crowds. Like younger kids are growing up listening to different types of music, and they want to see their artists perform. And then older crowds, like I'm becoming one of the older people, so I like to see like some older people that I grew up listening to. So it's pretty cool. Coachella's a mixture. It's welcome to all ages. Like sometimes you see little kids. Even last year when they showed the Blackpink, there was a lot of kids at the Blackpink concert, which was pretty weird. Like people with their parents with like 10-year-old kids, 12-year-old kids. People just came to see Blackpink, and some parents always take their little babies to Coachella, which I always found it weird when they do that, because I don't know, like why are you gonna carry a baby and like you're not enjoying the festival? That's just my opinion. Then of course the new generation, they showed a bunch of highlights of different artists. Then they went into Beyonce, which her performance was amazing. They talked about what it meant, the first black headliner in Coachella's history. Hip became the biggest icon, the biggest moment. She made her own documentary, came out on Netflix, took over the internet. Then from there they transitioned about the new generation of international artists, again with Blackpink and like some of the Latino artists. Los Tucanes got a little shout out. We got to see Bad Bunny, J Balvin, Cuco had a little moment at the end, which was pretty cool. Just overall, it was super cool. I felt like the documentary was a little bit too short because we really skipped over so much. Like, we skipped over 20 years. So in the beginning, it was cool. Like, you started seeing 1999, 2001, 2002, and then it just kind of skipped when they... I understand what they did. You know, like, they talk about the rise of EDM, the rise of hip-hop, and how the festival has changed. But they kind of just skipped over everything. Like, we didn't get to see any footage from the Strokes, which I wanted to see some footage from the Strokes. We didn't get to see any footage from Lady Gaga. Like, Lady Gaga's performance, they literally showed, like, one quick clip, and it was out. There's just way too many performances over the years. Amy Winehouse got a little shout out, so I thought that was pretty cool. So that's pretty much a quick recap. And at the end, of course, they said that since music keeps changing, they're gonna keep changing with the festival themselves, always bringing new artists and what people want to see, and also catering to old Coachella veterans, but then like just whatever's hot with the music scene. So I thought it was pretty cool how they kind of balance everything. So now let's see what you guys I seen you guys commenting. But so do you have YouTube Premium to see some of the extra videos they posted? I did. I do have YouTube Premium. If you don't have YouTube Premium, I think you guys should definitely get YouTube Premium, because I don't know if you're paying for your music service. I know they have Spotify, Apple Music, and Tidal. But with YouTube Premium, you get no ads on YouTube. So when you're watching YouTube videos, there's no ads. And I think that's the best, because I consume so much YouTube videos and I hate ads. So those $15 a month, no ads on YouTube videos. You could download YouTube videos, and you could listen to music, download music. And on YouTube Music, they actually have every like cover on YouTube too. So not only are you listening to your favorite artists, but you can listen to cover songs and concerts and videos, and I think it's pretty cool. I mean, that's my personal take. And they give you access to cool like premium shows like the YouTube Premium stuff. So I did get to watch it, but I didn't watch all of them because I wanted to hop on this. I'm definitely gonna do more videos over the weekend talking about the entire documentary. I just want to give my first reaction. That's why I went live right now. So I'll get into that later. That dude Gary was a narc. Ticketmaster is crazy expensive, but most venues use them. Yeah, they kind of have a monopoly on tickets. So Ticketmaster it's just I understand like their service. They're making it easier for people to just have concerts. You know, you don't have to sell them individually and have the logistics. You just go through them, they sell them, and then they book your shows. So it kind of sucks. The dog is mad. Yeah, so if you guys were here when the dog started crying, she got bit, so that sucks. Right now,
It's more than that sucks.
Yeah,
it's so sad.
It's so sad.
I'm trying to take it to the vet.
I was hoping for a 24-hour non-stop Coachella concert. Yeah, like I was expecting something like that. Like, why don't they release more footage? I think they should do that. Like, at least a stream. They don't have to post the actual videos, but just have 24 hours Coachella performances. Some of the headliners, some of the best moments. Just have them looping back to back. I think that'd be pretty cool, especially since we're all like at home doing nothing anyway. I wonder how this documentary is gonna affect the ticket sales for Coachella weekend, Coachella in October. I think it's gonna help. People were really hyped on social media, on Twitter. I was on Twitter, like just seeing what people were talking about, and people were super excited, and people were saying they were crying. Did you guys cry watching the documentary? I got pretty emotional a couple times during, like I said, Rage Against the Machine, during Arcade Fire, even during Beyonce's performance. I don't know why. Like it looks so cool. All I gotta say is I work for both food booths at Coachella, and it's nuts and prices will pay for food. Yeah, people have a lot of money when they go to Coachella. A lot of people just buy crazy amounts of like merch too. Like I always like double think buying a $25 shirt, $30 shirt. I missed it, but Travis and Frank are out. I don't think they're out. they're not out yet. There hasn't been any announcements because it's way too soon. Like, we don't know what's gonna be like in 2 weeks or 2 months, let alone in October. That's why they haven't made an announcement. I know people, they're anxious. We want to know if the lineup's gonna be the same or are they gonna add more people. I know when they're planning it out, I think I forgot who said it. There was like a local news report. They talked about they want to add more artists to the lineup. Maybe a few new names because some people are gonna end up dropping out. Just being 6 months apart, logistic reasons, is really hard. I think they are gonna be though. Travis Scott's so big, and then Frank Ocean, I feel like he would do this for his fans just because we all need some moments of happiness during these times. So much better weather. Yeah, the weather for weekend 1 was gonna suck. So today was raining. It was raining all day yesterday. It was raining in the morning today. So if you were setting up your campgrounds today, imagine if Coachella was actually today. It would have been really muddy, really musty, like humid. It would have been just a bad weekend. Next week was gonna be perfect though. If you were going weekend 2, if you had originally planned to go weekend 2, the weather was gonna be perfect. So unfortunately, we have to wait till October. So we'll see how that happens. The heat is insane that time of year. Yeah, it's still going to be hot in October, so expect the weather to be in the 90s, maybe 100, and then nights is going to be like in the 60s or 70s, almost the same as April, to be honest, but usually a little hotter in October, like not like 100 degrees, but hotter overall. So once it's the nighttime, it doesn't get as cold as it does in April. Right now, like all the mountains around us have snowed out, so with all the rain, the mountains around the valley, it's actually snowing, so we get that cold breeze coming from the mountains. They will keep the headlines, I think, unless headlines themselves cancel, which would suck. Flooded 6 right now going to October or bust. Hell yeah, that's badass. Have you, I think you told me you went to Coachella 2006. I think we had a conversation once, but yeah, that's awesome. So what do you guys think of the documentary? You guys think the documentary was a little bit too short, or do you guys think the documentary was fine? And what did you guys want to see at the documentary, or what do you guys expect? Because I don't know, I felt like it should have been a little longer, but I like the direction that they took. And I don't know, it's exciting, but it makes you like sad because we could have been at Coachella. So I don't know if to feel happy or feel excited. I don't know. It's just hard to quantify what we just saw, but yeah, the documentary is definitely something I'm gonna be watching, and I'll be breaking down more stuff about documentary. I'll make like an actual video about it. And like I said, I was just making a quick live stream to talk to you guys and see what you guys are doing. Good thing the sun goes down early in October. Yeah, the sun does go down earlier, and you get like these longer nights. And the potential for October is we're gonna start getting maybe Halloween costumes. People are gonna be dressing up because it's that October fall season, which is gonna be like whole new vibes for Coachella. Like definitely, there'll be definitely new vibes in October. And Coachella has been in October before, like in 1999. So shout out to locals like yourself. Shout out to the locals. Yeah, shout out to locals right here in the Coachella. But yeah, they should release full sets. Like I don't know why they're not doing it. I was a little, like, I felt like they should have played more full sets on the show. Like, they did a good time. They did a good job showing some sets. But it was just, like, a quick highlight of this, quick highlight of this, quick highlight of that. But we didn't get to see any, like, full sets. I remember what we didn't see was the Drake performance. They didn't even show Drake at one of the highlights, unless I missed it. Because we know Drake kind of sucked at Coachella, so they didn't even want to talk about Drake being there, which is pretty funny, in my opinion. So some of the best moments in the documentary for me, definitely watching Rage Against the Machine, like watching great footage of that. Like I can't believe like how emotional that got me, and how some of the artists were describing. If you get Rage Against the Machine to perform at your festival, you know you're doing something good, because you can't, like, De La Rocha and Rage Against the Machine, they don't care about the money, you know, like it's about their message and their art. And that made me get excited and also sad, because, you know, we were supposed to watch them today. It was also in their first documentary, so I'm gonna give them some slack. There's already a Coachella documentary that somebody sent me on WhatsApp. So there's a documentary. Just look up like Coachella documentary 2006 on YouTube, and there's a documentary. It's about like 2 hours long, and it's, I don't know who produced it, but it's an older documentary talking about some of the similar stuff on this one about. I could be watching Big Sean right now. That's true, Big Sean. Who's on the lineup on Friday? I forgot. So today was Friday. We were supposed to get Megan Thee Stallion. Calvin Harris was today. Oh my God. Calvin Harris, Run the Jewels, Rex Orange County, Megan Thee Stallion. I wanted to see Big Bang. It's the K-pop group that's supposed to be like pretty big. Lane 8 is pretty cool. I've been watching and listening to some of their music. Grizz, Brockhampton, Big Sean. Man, today was gonna be Giselle Wu and the Night Owl. Shout out to Giselle Wu. She's a local here from the Coachella Valley. We're supposed to watch. This is, man. It sucks that we're not there. YBN Corday. Damn. Yeah. Unfortunately, we're not at Coachella today, but I'll put this up. Let me just make it smaller. Let me see. I could be watching Big Sean. Let's start a trend and find all the full sets with good quality. There's some people have a lot of like concert footage though. There's a lot of concert footage on YouTube. Just some of it's not the best quality, but at least I have something. Been waiting for 9 years. Oh man. Yeah, I mean the Travis Scott clips that they showed at the documentary was amazing. I know there wasn't like a full length, but oh my God, like he already had the crowd lit, and that was before he dropped Astroworld and before he's gonna drop his like he hasn't dropped any album, right? I know he's dropped some singles, or maybe I missed it, but yeah, Travis, like this dude knows how to put on a show. So Travis Scott and then Frank Ocean on Sunday when we're all tired, like it's gonna be amazing in the fall. If we get to October, do you guys think Coachella's still gonna happen in October though? Like so far I've been seeing reports of like, because I'm keeping up with the news about sports on when you're gonna have sports back, and I don't know, like some of these reports are saying like they're trying to bring sports back with no fans. They're trying to bring maybe to like some reports said they're thinking of bringing football with no fans until like Thanksgiving because we don't have any cure yet. Like and that's just for sports, and it's the same restrictions is gonna come down to music festivals because we just can't have that many people together, you know, especially if there's no vaccine. Having everybody together, it's a scary risk. I don't know what's gonna happen, but yeah, EDC, Coachella with no audience, like WrestleMania. That's just too sad. You can't have a concert with no audience. I don't know. It's just not the same. Like just streaming a whole ass performance is better than nothing. If we get a Coachella with no fans, where maybe they should do a VR experience, bro. Like how they do the NBA games. Should do like a VR experience so we can get to see the artists like perform. That'd be something cool. I'll be up for some streams where if they don't have any fans, if they allow no people, like the CDC or the health or the WHO says that we can't have Coachella because of the fans, like maybe, but actually they can't do that because they can't afford to just pay the artist. Because if people aren't going to the festival, then they're not gonna be getting our money. Then they can't pay the artists or pay the production team. So actually, it can't happen without fans. So I don't know, it's gonna be interesting the next 2 months. I'll keep you guys updated with the latest news. But the next 2 months, we're gonna find out whether they're gonna let people have big events, big gatherings. Maybe they're gonna limit the people. Maybe I don't know what they're gonna be doing. But yeah, let's be positive. Let's just hope it does. And I just want to Rage Against the Machine. I have a feeling it's not going to happen this year. It's nuts. If they take people off of October shows, they better replace them with some good people. This virus is weak, not so bad. Come party up, damn it. Yeah, so there was rumors saying that they're going to add more acts and they're going to add more artists to the lineup because some of them are going to end up canceling, unfortunately. Hopefully not the headliners. It's going to be some of the small artists. I mean, there's over 160 artists on the lineup. And remember, depending on travel restrictions too, like by October, if travel restrictions, it's going to be interesting to see. And I think if Coachella does happen, Goldenvoice is gonna add some more hype to it. You know, like I think this documentary is gonna get people excited about the festival again because it's, I don't know, like we should all be at Coachella right now. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, we're not. But right now, that's what we just gotta work with what we have. So I will be making more videos. I'm working on a video about that, like just basically what the doctors and the people that know are doing. So the pool party. So right now they canceled all the pool parties. Right here in Palm Springs, they canceled all the Airbnbs. There's no short-term rentals in the Coachella Valley. They canceled pool parties, hotels, everything that's non-essential has been canceled. And again, with travel restrictions and things getting more serious over the next like 2-3 weeks, we don't know. Like I said, we don't know what's gonna happen in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, let alone in October. But let's stay positive and hope that Coachella does happen. So some people I want to watch. I definitely want to see Calvin Harris on Friday. Rex Orange County. I've been listening to their music. They have pretty cool music. Megan Thee Stallion. I want to see her, but it depends on what time she plays because I feel like she's gonna be playing late at night, and I don't know, maybe at the Sahara tent, maybe at the outdoor. I could see her in one of those stages. So that's on Friday. Who else I want to see? I want to see Giselle Wu in the Night Owls. Hopefully she doesn't play too early. She's definitely gonna be at the Sonora stage. So let me see. Rate changes in the right election. It'll be to see what happens. Oh, it will be so close to the election. It'll be like 3 weeks before the election if we get Rage Against the Machine getting all political. It's gonna be crazy. Like the people are gonna. What's happening right now? We're all brewing. Just think about you're not being able to go out and have fun. We're gonna be in our houses all summer, and when they finally let us go, when they finally let us have fun and go to festivals, like I think people are gonna go crazy. Like it's just gonna be so amazing. The anticipation of us waiting to just have fun, just to go to a regular concert, a regular local show too. That'll be cool. Summer's gonna suffer business wise in the valley. Yeah, so right now here in the valley too, it's not just in the valley, like nationwide, everybody is suffering. Like all these businesses, small business everywhere, all those concerts for people, artists are suffering. A lot of people that are not gonna getting benefits from the government are gonna suffer. But I mean, we just gotta work with what we have. You know, it's tough times for sure. Day night in Vegas is hella fun. Yeah, that's true. Wasn't that in October, November, day and night in Vegas? I wanted to go last year, but I couldn't get tickets for it. They probably won't announce, like I said, until they know, like later on. It's hard for them to announce a festival right now, and it's hard for people to get excited about a festival when we don't know what's happening. And like you're not gonna spend your money right now. A lot of people don't have work, even if you're getting paid or working from home. It's still skeptical, like, oh man, what's gonna happen? Am I still gonna have a job? So to buy festival tickets right now, it's a little complicated because we have definitely bigger issues than having fun. But let's just hope it does happen. I want to go to EDC too. I wasn't gonna go to EDC, but now that it got pushed to October, I have time to save up, and if everything clears up, I'm gonna try to go EDC and then Coachella back to back. But like I said, I don't know yet. So what I meant was there's going to be a lot of risk with ton of revenue from the valley and lots of restaurants, hotel, tourism. Yeah, so here in the Coachella Valley, tourism and these big festivals, they bring in so much money. That's one of the key components. So here in the Coachella Valley, year round, we're known for just people coming party. You know, Palm Springs. You have the big festivals in April. There's, I think, 190,000 people that live here currently in the Coachella Valley. And when the Coachella Festival goes around, over 400,000 people come to the Coachella Valley. So twice as many residents come just in that entire month to our hotels, our Airbnbs, our local Ubers are making money, vendors, restaurants are making money, gas station people are making money, like local stores making money. So I think they account like 600 or 800 million dollars on revenue that we're not getting this year because of the festivals, and that's gonna hurt our local economy. Just our infrastructure and our local governments are gonna suffer a lot. It sucks. Like we hope these festivals do happen because it definitely helps out the entire community. Like So I said all these businesses, but all these businesses also hire a bunch of people. So all the hotels hire a bunch of people to work at reception and to just, the whole service industry is gonna suffer, and it trickles down from there. It's like $1 billion in revenue for the valley. Yeah, that's a lot of money, man. Like, that's a lot of money we're gonna be getting if they don't have these festivals. So I definitely hope they do everything in their power to have them. But as long as people are safe, and that's the most important thing, we gotta think about the people. Like, if they say it's safe and we're able to have it, I think we should be good. If we're on hazard suits, we're wearing those hazard suits like beekeepers. That'd be dope. Oh, hell yeah. Man, it's just too much, man. It's too much money to go to EDC and Coachella back to back. Just the tickets alone. And then traveling to Vegas, and then traveling here and spending, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of money actually. So I don't know. I might not make it both the times, but let me see. Last time they played together, there were fires in the pit. Gonna be unreal in October. Yeah, so I've seen the footage of Rage Against the Machine in October. Not in October, but in previous Coachellas. I think it's 2007. I seen the footage. There's like fires and people are just like going insane. And some of the footage we got in this documentary was cool because we got to see it in high definition. We got to see Daft Punk in high definition. The Kanye in high definition. I like the Madonna clips too. Like, that was cool. And I was a little surprised. I was like, how come they haven't talked about Prince? They didn't talk about Prince, and until the end, they just kind of like ended it with his performance, which was cool. And shout out to Kuko too. Kuko got a little shout out at the end of the festival, which was cool. Like, I didn't even see that was happening, but we got to see some Kuko there. Who else didn't we see at this documentary too? Let me see. It's definitely time to reflect, to use the time to create expression workshops at home, to work on craft skills you weren't able to before. Yeah, I've seen both. People are talking about take this time to like relax, get to enjoy your family, even if they're getting your nerves already. Like, how are you guys dealing at home? Are you guys still like, like cool with your family? Are you guys getting annoyed? Are you guys tired of just being home? Do you guys want to go out and have fun? Go out to anything, like we're just at home all the time. Are you guys still working too? I know a lot of people are not working or they're working from home, so I know I'm bored as hell all the time. I'm just over here trying to make videos, and I'm still working some, like a few days of the week I'm working, but like on the evenings there's nothing. There's no sports, there's no concerts, we can't go to the club, we can't go anywhere. It kind of sucks. The Arctic Monkeys. Oh, that's true. I was thinking about that. Arctic Monkeys with the Black Keys weren't on documentary. We didn't get to see Muse. We got to see Arcade Fire. We didn't get to see Kid Cudi with Kanye. Like, we got to see him, I guess, during the... We got to see a little bit of Kid Cudi when he was at the Sunday service, but we didn't get to see the performance at the Sahara tent. And this documentary was cool, how they showed... like the Kanye and how they had to build that mountain in less than a week. Like, I didn't even know that. I talked to a friend that worked in that company that built the mountain, but I didn't know they did it like the week before Coachella, which was so shocking. That's one of the things I learned, some of the new information I learned. Like, I just couldn't believe that after Monday, when all the festival from weekend one leave, all the trucks came in and just built the second mountain for Kanye. Like, that's insane. And the mountain's still there. They haven't removed it, so if they might do something in the future there. Like, I could definitely see them doing it again. Maybe another Sunday service, maybe something different, but they didn't remove the mountain for a reason. They might be planning to do something in the future, but the footage from there was so cool too, because I was at the Sunday service, but to be honest, it wasn't as cool as they made out to seem in a documentary. I'm just, from my personal opinion, like, I love Kanye. He's my favorite artist of all time. But that Sunday service was not the best thing. Like, it was, first of all, he was an hour late. It was super hot. Like, we had to, they told us we had to be there like at 7 in the morning the next day. So we had to be there at 7 in the morning the next day. And we ended up leaving Coachella like at 1 a.m. the night before, watching Kid Cudi, driving home. So I didn't go to sleep till like 2:30. And then we had to wake up like at 6, take a shower, try to wake up, come to the festival. Then we were waiting in line to go in, and then he was late for an hour, and then he performed. So by the time like he was performing, it was like 11, so the sun was right above our heads, so we were just burned, bro. Like, we didn't have that many waters. Like we were just dehydrated, tired, and that was just on Sunday, bro. Like by the time we got back to the festival, like after Sunday service, I went back home and I went to take a nap. Then I went back to the festival, but I was just dead the entire Sunday. Like I don't think it was that amazing. I did enjoy it. It was dope. Like seeing like the chorus and everything and the songs. Like I thought it was really cool. DMX did a sermon, which they didn't show in the documentary. Like DMX actually, he did a prayer. He was there. He was one of the guys right there with Chance and Kid Cudi. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Let's see. I work at Amazon. Don't ever cancel us out. Well, I guess you're an essential worker right now if you're working at Amazon, because we definitely, everybody keeps ordering online. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Coldplay, Café Tacuba, Cook washes dishes, Mission Viejo, Gaga. There was enough Gaga. Yeah, there was to be honest, that is true. There wasn't enough Red Hot Chili Peppers, and it's weird because they've been to the festival at least 2 times. I think they performed 2007, 2013, and they didn't really show. I wish they would play some of their music because they're more of a California band. Lady Gaga, I was surprised they didn't even show her performance. Like they showed her just waving to the crowd. Like really, like Lady Gaga just literally didn't even show anything of her. And I don't know. I thought her performance was pretty cool. The Kendrick, I don't know. They should have shown a different clip for Kendrick too, because when they played. They should have played Good Kid, Mad City, or they should have played something that the crowd was more singing along with, you know, because Humble, even though it was a good song, Humble's a great song, but I feel like the crowd didn't know Humble as much as if they would have played one of his most famous songs. At least if you're going to show Kendrick, show one of his most iconic performances. They didn't show any Ariana Grande, like, actually singing. They showed her in the montage, but now of her singing, or nothing but Justin Bieber and Sync. Thought that was interesting. They decided to show Billie Eilish, which was cool. Like, people were really emotional in her performance. And last year I said that Billie Eilish, in my opinion, had a bigger crowd, and the crowd was more into her performance than they were for Ariana Grande. That was just from my perspective. I don't know how you guys experienced that last year. Let's see. Coldplay. If the event doesn't go, Big Bang does not cancel. I'm going to be amazing. Most people know it's coming their way. I've been watching Big Bang videos. They're like this K-pop group, and they have pretty good performances. They're definitely something to watch. One thing I wouldn't like if the documentary showed the perspective of people who live and work around the festival, the citizens. No more. Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna tell you guys something. I didn't share this with a lot of people, but I actually Goldenvoice, not Goldenvoice directly, but it was somebody that was working in a documentary last year. They hit me up and they asked me they wanted to talk, like record me a couple questions about the documentary. And I ended up going to the festival, and then I got to the festival and I was calling them and they didn't call me back. So I never got to meet the guy at the festival. And I don't know if I would have made the cut, but they asked me, they wanted to get some of my perspective. And I don't know if you saw at the end, they showed some dude that's been going to Coachella for a long time. Like, I could have got the chance, but I didn't want to talk about it because I probably wouldn't got chosen. But yeah, it's true. They should have definitely got some locals. I think they would have been cool. But we got our own stuff. It's all right. Hey, Russia. I'm in Palm Springs. What's up from Russia? Maybe it has to do with the royalties and copyright. Yeah, maybe Goldenvoice had to have permission to talk about them. But I don't know. Do they own the rights to these performances and like their music? Because when it comes to YouTube, for example, YouTube, like, they don't, whenever you post a song, it gets copyrighted. And I'm pretty sure that's how it works too for these documentaries. Do they have to get permission from these artists? Or since they perform at their festival, they're allowed to show that footage? It's something that I definitely don't know, to be honest. I wish we could have got a little bit more performances from just all the people, just because it was just too short. You know, we could have kept going for hours. Like, people would have watched the documentary if it would have gone for hours. I know I would have watched it for hours. I know they would have, even if they played more Daft Punk, even if they played more, it would have been cool. But let's see. I feel like it was just an excellent documentary. It was just the best. It was just the best documentary. Let me see. Wait, where's my thing? Whoa. Where's the chat? Oh, I couldn't see the chat. I'm mad when I thought they could have been watching Travis instead of sitting at home. Yeah, today. Well, today we could have watched Rage Against the Machine. That's what we're talking about. Rage Against the Machine was going to be today. We could have watched them and Big Bang. We could have watched Megan Thee Stallion. Calvin Harris. I was excited to see Calvin Harris because now Calvin Harris is more of a... Calvin Harris is not... I don't know, like he's so big and he was just going to be a sub-headliner, which is pretty crazy after being a headliner. So Calvin Harris being smaller on the lineup, it would have been cool. But one of the best things from the documentary still to me is what RZA said about going to Coachella and watching the best hip-hop show of all time being Kanye West that he's ever seen in his life. That's just some pointers right there. Like, I just got entire goosebumps just watching the entire documentary, and I kind of want to watch it again. It was just like, you're watching it, I don't know. I still don't know how to feel. I don't know if I should feel happy. I don't know if I should feel sad. It was just too good. And everybody's just like super happy. Like everybody that's been to Coachella before, they had the same sentiment. We don't know. It would just be so cool. We need more, lol. At least performance anyway. It was a great documentary overall. Do the festivals pay every artist or only pay the headliners? Yeah, so the documentary, Coachella, how it works. The big headliners, they're getting paid maybe like $3-4 million if they're like the biggest names. Then you have sub headliners. I think they said the sub headliners and everyone else could make with between $500 to like $100,000 or maybe a little bit more. So some smaller artists are getting paid like $500, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, and of course the bigger the artist, the more they gotta. It depends on their agency and their booking agent. But what I've heard is a lot of artists, they take discounts to perform at Coachella because it's such a big deal performing at Coachella. It just brings up your streaming numbers like crazy. People are talking about your performance for the whole rest of the year. You can put that in your resume, like, oh yeah, I played Coachella. Like that just means so much in the music community. So a lot of artists, like, they're willing to just, you know what I mean? Like I'd rather not get paid, but giving a chance to perform at Coachella, which is it makes sense. Like one of the shots that I really love about this documentary is when they showed like the entire crowd, and there was like a drone shot showing the entire footage of like all the people like singing and dancing along. Like that was incredible. Just seeing 100,000 people together, that was so cool. Let me see. Cameron Hearn is back to his house roots. I love it. Zoomchella. Yeah, it would be cool, Zoomchella, but like I said, it's the artist, you know. Coachella bummed out. I would absolutely watch it again. There were definitely a lot of feels. Yeah, I feel like we missed a lot because we were so excited to watch some of the footage. Like the footage from Beyonce, the footage from Blackpink was cool. I like how they gave them a shout out, and I know one of the reasons they gave them a shout out is because the Blackpink community on the internet is so big that they're gonna take over the internet just talking about the festival, creating more hype for the festival. And I don't know. I want to see them release like a full Daft Punk. Coachella just release a full Daft Punk, and I'll definitely stream that. Like that'd be the best. Just instead of having all these DJs, just have them, you know. But oh well, it's what we got, you know. Like, I saw one of the clips from the premiere. By the way, it was just more. They showed some people in the campgrounds and asking them questions about the festival. I wish the documentary would have done that a little bit more. How one of you guys said about maybe the Coachella Valley locals, you know, like interview people around the valley and how they feel about it. But also they should have done some stuff about like how people experience the festival in the campgrounds. Like maybe show some footage in the campgrounds, some stories of people, clips from people's like phones, you know, from the I know it's a documentary, but it would have been cool to get some perspective from people's like in the crowd, you know, like mix it with the good quality image, but also get us more of the like intimate feel of like different perspectives and what like the fans are showing, you know, because it definitely is about the fans. What else is there to talk about? Yeah, just Blackpink kind of took over everything. I want to see the Madonna concert. I heard she was late. I wasn't there, but I want to see some Madonna. That would be cool too, because we're excited about the first Russian band performing this year. Leningrad, they are so huge. They show on here with 65,000 people. I never heard of this band, but I'll definitely check it out. Leningrad, that sounds cool. Like that's what Coachella's about. Experiencing new bands, experiencing new artists, and they made this moment in the documentary where you go to Coachella and there's times where you don't know who's playing. You look at the lineup, you look at the set times, and you just decide, you know what, I'm gonna go explore this stage and see what's playing here, and you discover a new sound and all kinds of new music. I don't know, that's just I've discovered so many different artists at Coachella that I just never thought I was gonna like, but I mean that's what the music festival scene is for. Sunset hour, man, yeah, like sunset would be like in an hour from now. Right now we'll be seeing some sunset performances. I don't know who would be in the sunset though. Who would they put in the sunset based on the Coachella lineup? Let's look at Friday's lineup, because this would have been today. I wanted to see Disclosure on Saturday too, man. That sucks. So too much. So this is who the lineup was for today. I want to see, one of the artists I wanted to see on this Coachella Friday lineup is this artist right here called Hatsune Miku. It's supposed to be like a computer generated like hologram or cartoon or anime. I don't really know exactly. But yeah, this Hatsune Miku, like, I've seen a lot of people talk about it, and I wanted to see what kind of visuals they were going to get. Maybe like some kind of hologram. So we were talking about stuff like that, like maybe some kind of movie. But I wanted to see Big Sean too, man. I've always seen Big Sean is somebody I've always liked, an artist I've always liked, but for some reason I've just never seen Big Sean, and I've seen him perform as a guest. I've never seen him come to Coachella, so I would like to see Big Sean. And then, oh man, this lineup is so fire. Cashmere Cat. Man. Amara Polo. Chicano Batman's pretty sick. You have Brockhampton. Like I said, Kevin Harris. Rex Orange County. Man, we could have been walking right now. We could have been meeting up at Coachella. We could have been hanging out at Coachella right now. But unfortunately, things happen for a reason. And the weather was going to suck. I guess I already talked about that. At least we dodged a bullet there, so I'll just leave that here. Unfortunately, we didn't get the best weather, but yeah, just let me know what you guys are thinking. So I'm bringing up one last thing. One of my favorite performances that I've seen was that Weezer performance from last Coachella 2019. Weezer, they announced that was the last Coachella. They're never gonna perform at Coachella again, hinting that they might retire. Which Weezer, I just love Weezer. So we didn't get footage from Weezer. We got footage, but we didn't get their actual songs. So Weezer, The Strokes, Coldplay, Arctic Monkeys, The Black Keys, Muse. We didn't get any from AC/DC. We got Angus Young playing the guitar, but we didn't get nothing from AC/DC. Kings of Leon. There's so many bands that didn't get any like recognition, I guess, or any shout out in this documentary, because it was so fast. Like they just kind of skipped over everything, So I understand too, like they had to combine 20 years, tell a story, and then show it in people's faces. So that's what it is with the documentary. So anyway, thank you guys for watching this live stream. I think that's pretty much wraps up everything we had to talk about Coachella. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you guys like this live stream. If you're still watching, make sure you give it a thumbs up, because it definitely helps us with the YouTube algorithm. And I will be making more videos this weekend about the documentary, some of the premium stuff, because I know you guys are interested. And at least we get some Coachella content this weekend, since we don't actually get Coachella. So is it raining over here today? So yeah, it's been raining here in Indio and the Coachella Valley since yesterday. So the last 3 days has pretty much been raining, and then today was supposed to be Coachella Day 1. So if people were setting up their camp yesterday and today, it would have kind of sucked, and people would have got like a really muddy weekend 1. So we at least got to dodge a bullet with the weather. Hopefully in October we actually get really good weather. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys give this a thumbs up. And then thank you for tuning in on the live stream. I'll definitely see you guys on the next video. Check out, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I also have a new podcast. The video before this one, there's a podcast. Also, my my top 10 performances that I personally have seen live over the last 10 years, from 2009 to 2019. I've gone to the last 10 Coachella, so I posted like a video of my favorite performances with some clips on there. So if you guys want to watch that as well, thank you guys, and I'll see you guys later.